peace talk in South Sudan and high-profile court drama in Juba. Welcome to Changfied YouTube channel, your trusted source for latest update across South Sudan and beyond. Today we bring you a detailed and important update from South Sudan, where major political and legal developments are unfolding in the capital city, Juba. On one side, a senior representative of the African Union has arrived in the country to push forward peace efforts that have faced long delays and challenges. On the other side, a highly sensitive court case involving senior political and military figures continue inside a special court, raising serious questions about security operations, justice, and political tension. This is a developing story that touches peace, power, justice, and the future of South Sudan. Before we continue, I would like you to help the channel by subscribing, turn on the notification bell, so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Let's begin our report with African Union envoy arrived in Juba for peace talk. According to the information that we have, on Wednesday, June 17, 2026, the capital city of South Sudan, Juba, witnessed the arrival of a high-level visitor, former president of Tanzania, Kikwete, who now serves as the African Union High Representative for the Horn of Africa and the Red Sea region, landed in Juba for important consultation. His mission is clear, according to the information. He is in South Sudan to support efforts to revive and strengthen the peace agreement that was signed in 2018 between President Salva Kiir and Dr. Riek Machar. But it has faced repeated delay in full implementation. At Juba International Airport, he was received by Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, Akwebona Malwal, showing the importance of this visit as the highest level of government attention. Officials from the foreign ministry say the visit is part of ongoing cooperation between the African Union and the government of South Sudan. The goal is to promote peace, stability, and better coordination between political actors in the country and the wider region. So let's look at the purpose of his mission. The African Union envoy is expected to meet several key figures in South Sudan political system. These include senior government officials, political leaders, and other stakeholders involved in implementing the 2018 Reply Peace Agreement. The discussions are expected to focus on several critical national issues. First, they will talk about security arrangement. This include the unification of army forces, which has been one of the most sensitive and slowest part of the peace deal. Second, constitutional development. South Sudan is still working toward creating a permanent constitution that will guide the country beyond the transitional period. And third, election preparation. Elections have been delayed for years, and there is growing pressure from both local and international partners to finally hold credible national election. Before arriving in Juba, Kikwete met with senior African Union official in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. He discussed his mandate with African Union Deputy Chairperson Selma Malika Adadi. She praised his role in supporting peace effort and his mission to help silence the gun in South Sudan and the wider region. She also confirmed that the African Union continue to support South Sudan in several key areas: preparation for election, drafting a permanent constitution, unification of army forces, and transitional justice process. All of these are considered essential steps toward long-term peace and stability. Let's look at the background of the peace process. The 2018 peace agreement, known as the Reply Peace Agreement on the resolution of the conflict in South Sudan, was designed to end year of civil conflict. However, since its signing, progress has been slow. Many deadlines have been extended, many institutions remain incomplete, and trust between political groups remain fragile. This is why the African Union and other international partners continue to step in to support dialogue and mediation. Let's look at the previous engagement by the envoy. Jakaya Kikwete is not new to this mission. In recent months, he has held consultation with opposition group outside South Sudan, including meeting in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. These discussions involved several political groups such as United People Alliance, South Sudan Opposition Movement Alliance, SPLMIO faction aligned with First Vice President Dr. Machar, People Coalition for Civil Action, and People Resistance Front. Each group has its own political position, but all are linked to the broader peace process. Kikwete also visited Juba earlier in April on a fact-finding mission where he met President Salva Kiir Mayardit and other political leaders. Well, this visit signaled that the African Union is increasing pressure to move the peace process forward. The situation in South Sudan has reached a critical stage. Delay in election and security reform have created uncertainty. Many citizens are waiting for clear political direction. At the same time, political trust between major actors remains fragile. This mission is therefore not just diplomatic. It is also a test of political will. Can leaders agree to move forward together, or will delay continue? That is the key question. Let's move on to our second top story. High-profile court case in Juba. Before we move on, if you are new to Changfied YouTube channel, I would like you to help the channel by subscribing, turn on the notification bell, so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. In a separate development in Juba, attention is focused on a special court handling a very serious criminal case involving senior political and military figures. Among the accused is Gadwi Lampoch, a member of parliament representing Nasser County under the SPLMIO political group. Well, he is one of several individuals facing charges linked to the March 2025 attack on South Sudan People Defense Forces based in Nasser, Upnal State. The charges in the case are extremely serious. They include treason, crime against humanity, murder, terrorism, destruction of property. The case involved multiple high-profile defendants, including suspended First Vice President Dr. Riek Machar and several senior military officials. During the latest court session, which was the 88th hearing, Gadwich Lam Poch made a strong allegation. Gadwich Lam told the court that while he was in detention, officers from the National Security Service broke into his vehicle. According to him, the officers took important personal documents, including his driver license, a vehicle registration document, and number plate. He also claimed that his vehicle was damaged while under security custody. He said he later had to repair it using its own money. According to Gadwich Lampoch, Gadwich stated that he only learned it about the incident months after his arrest. He said the director of the detention facility informed him that a security officer had broken into his car. According to his testimony, the vehicle was parked within National Security Service premises at the time. He also praised the director of the facility for being honest and cooperative about the incident. Beyond the issue of the vehicle, the lawmaker also raised legal argument. Gadwi claimed that his right were violated under the National Security Service Act of 2014. He argued that arrest without a warrant is only allowed under specific conditions. Detainees must be presented before a court within 24 hours. His detention lasted several months before court appearance. According to him, he remained in detention for about 7 months before being brought before a judge. The presiding judge, James Alalade, did not deliver a final ruling on the claim during this session. Instead, the court adjourned the case. The next hearing is scheduled for Friday, June 19, 2026. At that time, Gadwe Lampoj is expected to continue presenting his defense. Well, the Nasser attack case is one of the most serious security-related trials in South Sudan in recent years. Prosecutors allege that army group linked to SPLMIU and allied forces were involved in an attack on a military base in March 2025. According to prosecution claim, the attack resulted in the deaths of 257 soldiers, the killing of a senior commander, and destruction and seizure of military equipment worth millions of dollars. The defense, however, continues to challenge aspects of the case, including detention procedures and evidence handling. Well, the trial is not only about individuals. It represents a deeper national issue involving security operation, political tension, trust in legal institutions, treatment of detainees, and accountability in conflict situations. Cases like this often influence public confidence in justice system. They also affect political stability, especially when high-level leaders are involved. Well, in conclusion, today's development in Juba show two major realities happening at the same time. On one side, there are renewed international effort led by the African Union to revive peace talk and push South Sudan toward election and constitutional reform. On the other side, serious court proceedings continue to expose tension between security institutions, political actors, and legal process. Both stories are connected by one central theme: the future of peace and stability in South Sudan is still being shaped. Might depend on dialogue, trust, justice, and political commitment. As this event continues to unfold, Changfied News Channel will keep you updated with clear and simple reporting. Well, if you are new here, I would like you to the channel by subscribing, turn on the notification bell, so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.